Hello everyone. Just let me know whether my voice is clearly audible and screen is visible to you or not. Okay, thank you. So in the last session, we have started the discussion regarding shift registers. Okay, so there are four types of shift registers included in your syllabus, and these are nothing but serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out, and parallel in, parallel out. Okay, out of these four, we have discussed the first type, that is serial in, serial out. So we will again take a quick review about this type of shift register. So what we mean by shift register is, shift register is nothing but a group of flip-flops which is used to store multiple bits of data. Okay. and this data can be transferred within the within the flip-flops as well. Okay, and always remember that n bit of shift register can be formed by connecting n flip-flops, where each flip-flop stores single bit of data. So single flip-flop will store 1 bit of data, and if you want to store 4 bit of data, then how many flip-flops you will require? 4. Okay. So in our discussion for each type, that is whether it is serial in, serial out, or parallel in, serial out, and so on. So we have discussed, or we will discuss 4-bit shift register. Okay. So in 4-bit shift register, how many flip-flops do we have? We will use 4 flip-flops. So again, shift register can be designed by using D flip-flop, JK flip-flop, or SR flip-flops as well. But in our discussion, we will be discussing the design of shift register using D flip-flop. All right. So these are few points regarding shift register. So shift registers are used for data storage or for the movement of data. It is important point. Then again, one important thing, unlike counter, in counter we have seen the output of one flip-flop has been given as a clock signal to next flip-flop. Okay, so if you observe, the clocks were not applied simultaneously in case of counter. But here, in case of shift register, the clock signal is applied simultaneously on all the flip-flops. Okay, so due to this, what happens? Shift register is also called as synchronous device, because simultaneously the clock has been given to each flip-flop. So remember this term, it is synchronous device. Okay. Then next is these are the types of shift register: SISO, SIPO, PISO, and PIPO. So depending on whether your input and output are given in the serial fashion or in the parallel fashion, depending on that, this classification has been done. So what will be in SISO, that is serial in, serial out? The data which you are giving to the shift register, it will be given serially. What do you mean by serially? It will be given one after other. So let's, for the sake of suppose this is of the shift register, that is SISO. Okay, we will consider this shift register as SISO. Then it will have single input and single output. That means whatever the 1 0, let's say 1 0 1 0, this sequence or these bits will travel one after the another. So first this register will transfer 0 at the output. Okay, then it will transfer 1, then 0, and then 1, like this. So at the end, this sequence you will get at the output. So this fashion is nothing but serial fashion. If it is parallel configuration, let's assume that this shift register is PISO. It register is PISO, right? So now in this, what you have to do, multiple inputs will be there. That means you are sending your information or data bits in parallel configuration. So at a time, this bit or this sequence will be transmitted, that is 1010. And since it is serial out, so output will be taken in the serial fashion, that is one after the other. So whenever we are talking about serial, always remember in serial configuration, the bits are transferred one after the other. That is the important point. And in case of parallel configuration, all bits are transferred simultaneously. Once you understand this, then depending on that, these are 4 different types of shift register. Okay, serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, parallel out, and parallel in, serial out. Okay then. So in the last session itself, we have started the discussion regarding serial in, serial out shift register. So this was the block diagram, logic diagram of SISO shift register. Uh, Again, this is very important. We have already, this diagram is very important. You can observe here data in is serial in serial fashion. So data out is fashion, that is at the single input or single output, single terminal. Okay, so that is nothing but SISO. SIPO means serial in, parallel out. Similarly, PISO means parallel in and serial out, and PIPO means parallel in, parallel out. Okay, so coming back to the first shift register, that is SISO. So this was our logic diagram. So again, I will repeat this one more time. So this, by observing this logic diagram, you can clearly state that 4 D flip-flops have been used here. It is flip-flop A, flip-flop B, flip-flop C, and flip-flop D. And you can observe the clock signal of each flip-flop. Clock signal. The clock signal of each flip-flop is connected together and one common terminal is taken out. Clock to this particular terminal, the clock will be applied to each of the flip-flop simultaneously. Okay. Then again, data input is given at input of first flip-flop. That is, whatever is your sequence. So just sake of understanding, suppose our sequence is 1001. 1001. Suppose you are sending these data bits to the SISO shift register, then the input will be the input of first flip-flop. Okay, so this data input is nothing but input of first flip-flop. And what will be the output of SISO? Where you are collecting output, you are collecting your output from the output of last flip-flop. And these connection are intermediate connection. Flip-flop directly as a input to second flip-flop. QB, that is output of second flip-flop, is given directly to the output of third flip-flop, that is flip-flop C. Similarly, QC, it is the output of flip-flop C, it is directly given to the input of flip-flop, that is final flip-flop. Okay, so this is regarding the circuit description. 4 D flip-flops have been used and connection have been also explained. So now, since we are using D flip-flop, so you should know the working of D flip-flop. Okay, so since single input is there, so maximum 2 values of D will be possible. Either D will be equals to 0 or D will be equal to 1. Okay. What is the working? What is the truth table for D flip-flop? When D equals to 0, its output will be, that is Q. We are talking about normal output. Okay. Flip-flop will have two outputs, Q and Q bar. Here we are talking about Q only. Whenever D is 0, the output Q is also 0. And when D equals to 1, the output will be 1. Okay. So this is the simple truth table of D flip-flop. But this, whatever the value of Q, it will be at the output. The output will be produced only at the application of clock signal. Remember that. Null, this output won't be there. Okay. So in this case, here you can observe only one single triangle, just like this. It is drawn here. So that means it is positively H. That means output will change its state at the positive edge. This is your positive edge. Okay. If there is in counter circuits, we have seen there was negative edge trigger. That means one bubble was there, right? So that bubble indicates it is nothing but negatively edge trigger. That means the output of flip-flop will change at the negative edge, right? So in this case, your clock signal is positively edge triggered. So remember that. Okay. Now how it is actually transferring, or the movement of how the movement of uh, the data bits are happening across this shift register, we will see that one more time. Okay, we already discussed it, but again we will see it quickly. Just for the sake of understanding, I am taking the data bits as 0001. Suppose these are my four bits which I want to store first. Okay, so shift register is used to store the data, and again whichever data you are storing, at the end you will have to recover it. So recover, or in case of recovering the data should be move at the output. It should move at the output. So what is the function of shift register? First, it will store the data, and second, it will transmit the data at the output. Okay. So now we know this, that is the input of first D flip-flop is nothing but input of our SISO shift register, and output of last flip-flop is nothing but output of our last flip-flop. Okay. Now we will see how actually this transfer is happening. Initially, what we have assumed, we have reset all the flip-flops, QC and QD, all are at the 0. Okay. So initially, all flip-flops are reset. That means the sequence should 0, 0. Now, these data bits will transmit through this register one by one. So tell me, the LSB will transmit first. So now here for this sequence, the LSB is 1. Okay. So now 1 will be given at the output, or sorry, input of the first flip-flop. Okay. So D, the input of first flip-flop is now 1, because the data bit will transmit one by one. Okay. Here we already have the outputs of 0, 0, 0. So we understood that QA is to D. So what will be the input to this flip-flop B? The be 0. Similarly, what will be the input of flip-flop C? It will be 0. Again, what will be the input of flip-flop D? It will be 0 again. And this 0. Okay. So initially it is 0 only. So again, this will be 0. Now what happens when you provide a clock to this circuit? Then what happens? Since it is positively edge triggered, at the positive edge, what will happen? All flip-flops will act according to its truth table. Okay, so now you have to observe the inputs of each flip-flop, and depending on that input, the output will vary because you have applied the clock. Okay, so now tell me, what will be the output of first flip-flop? Just observe the input for this flip-flop, flip-flop A. The input is 1, so the output will be now, what will be the output? Anyone? Equals to 1. What will be the output of flip-flop? D flip-flop? Just now I have told you that D flip-flop, the working of D flip-flop is very simple. When D equals to 0, then output Q. When D equals to 1, then output Q will be 1. Right? So now input, observe the input of this first flip-flop. So now input is 1 because we are sending this bit first. Application of this clock signal, whenever the clock will be applied here, then output will be again 1. Okay. Now observe the flip-flop B. What was the input to the flip-flop B? It was 0. Okay, because every flip-flop will act simultaneously. Okay. In counter, it was not like that. In counter circuit, if you have observed that for first clock, flip-flop A will act, then flip-flop B, then flip-flop C, and then flip-flop D. But here it is not the case. Simultaneously, the clock will be given to all 4 flip-flops. Okay. So flip-flop A, since its input was 1, output becomes 1. For flip-flop B, initially its input was 0, so output will become 0. For flip-flop C, again same 0 and 0. So initially your sequence was 0 0 0 0. I will just write here 0 0 0 0. Now let's assume this is your QA. Okay, MSB is QA. Now your sequence is 1 0 0 0. So these sequence are nothing but output sequence. Okay, this is QA, QB, QC, and QD. Okay, again, now remember which sequence we got. The current sequence is here it was 1, output of flip-flop A was 1, then 0 0 0. Okay, this was our sequence. What was our data input? It was 0 0 0 1. Okay, but 1 has been transmitted already. So now 0 will be input to this flip-flop. So 0, we are sending 0 now. Okay. Now at the application of second clock, what will happen? Again, you have to observe each flip-flop and its input, and depending on the input, the output will change. I am denoting it with the red. After the application of second clock pulse, if you observe flip-flop A, the input of flip-flop A is 0, so the output will become 0. Application of second clock pulse, again I am repeating, these clock pulses are applied at simultaneously. Okay, unlike counter. In counter, what we have done, we have applied it one by that. Our counter was said to be asynchronous counter, but shift register nothing but synchronous shift register. Okay. So for flip-flop B, what was the input? The input was flip-flop B is nothing but the output of flip-flop A. So 1 was the input. So now this 1 will be transferred to the output of flip-flop B. So now it will come here. What is the input? Now for flip-flop C, input is 0. So again, there will be 0. For flip-flop D, input is 0. Again, it will be 0. Okay. So initially our sequence was 0 0 0 0. Then our sequence became 0 1 0 0. Sorry, our sequence become 1 0 0. Right. After pulse, it becomes 1 0 0 0. After second clock pulse, our sequence is now 0 1 0 0. Okay, so these are nothing but QA, QB, QC, and QD. Right. So now again this 0 has been transmitted. Now 0 we will apply in the input. Okay, so this 0 will remain as it is, means actually this 0 comes here, and now outputs are, you have to observe these red outputs. Okay, violet sequence was our earlier sequence. Now after the application of toggles, what will happen? Again you have to observe the inputs of all flip-flops, and depending on that the output will change. Again I am changing the color in order to understand. So now observe, for this sequence, what is the output of flip-flop A? It is 0. Sorry, what is the input of flip-flop A? It is 0. So again 0 will be here. The input to flip-flop B, again it was 0. So output will be also. Now for flip-flop C, the input will be 1. So the output will be 1. Flip-flop D, the input was 0. So the output will be 0. So the next sequence becomes 0, 0, 1, 0. And similarly, finally again, after the application of fourth clock pulse, you will get the sequence 0, 0, 0, 1. If you observe carefully, that really, okay, now the value of Q4 is 1. That means your output now becomes 1. Okay, suppose this is the ISO shift register. The input is nothing but input of this first register, data input, and output is taken across QD, that is output of fourth flip-flop. So now 1 becomes your output. So similarly, for the next cycle, you will get 0. Again, you will get 0. Again, you will get 0. Cannot output, you are collecting your output bit by bit, one after the other. In this way, serial in, serial out shift register works. I hope you have understood this point. The working operation is again through these points. Okay. The important point you should remember that bits are going one by one, that is serially in the shift register, and at the output also bits are you are collecting your bits which you have transferred one by one. Suppose you are sending 1010. Suppose you are sending 1010. These 4 bits you are sending to the shift register. Then output will, then these bits will be transmitted one by one. Okay. When you transmit 0, at the output you will get 0. Then when you transmit 1, you will get 1, 0, 1. Okay. So both the data are transmitted serially. So that's why shift register is called as SISO. That is serial in and serial out. Here the truth table and following waveform. The truth table and following waveform shows of logic 1 through the register. Same thing we have also explained. Observe here. Okay. So since we are using positive edge trigger, so clock which we have applied, it will be positive edge. It means whatever the changes will be happening in QA, QB, QC, QD, these changes will be happening at the positive edge. Okay. Here you can clearly say that this is nothing but 1 is shifted. In this case, from left to right. If you collect QD, QC, QA, QB, QA in reverse fashion, if you connect these flip-flops in the reverse fashion, then the shift will be in opposite direction. So this is regarding SISO. Once you have understood it, the principle will be the same. Just the difference will be in how are you transmitting your signal, either serially or parallelly, and how are you retrieving it at the output side, either serially or parallelly. You have to understand. Okay. So this much part we have already seen actually in the last session itself. Why why we have discussed it again is because of once you have understood so the working of SIPO, that is serial in parallel out, is similar. So if you between serial and parallel out, the difference between the logic diagram of serial in parallel out, if you observe, there is no difference except now outputs we are collecting not at the last output of your flip-flop, but we are collecting our output parallelly. That means QA, QB, QC, and like that. You are collecting your output parallelly. That means now suppose this is your SIPO shift register. So input will be single terminal only, and data bits which you are transmitting, it will go into the shift register serially because it is serial in. But now in what was happening, only single input was there, and across that you are getting the bits at the output. Now here in this case what will happen, the four outputs are there. Four outputs, these are nothing but the outputs of four flip-flops. Flip-flop 1, flip-flop 2, flip-flop 3, flip-flop 4. So the input transmission is happening serially, but at the output you can collect it parallelly. That means at the same time. You don't have to wait one after the other. So at the time, all will appear here. 1, 1, 1, 1. Like this. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 1. Internally, the working mechanism is same. Okay. So that's why I have repeated SISO in order to understand this. Now the only difference is we have collected our output at the in the parallel fashion, QA, QB, QC, and QD. Okay. So in this type of register, data bits are entered into the register serially, but the data stored in the register is shifted out in parallel form. Output is taken in the parallel form. Once data bits are stored, each bit appears on its respective output line. So SIPO register can be used, this sentence is very important. SIPO register can be used as SISO. You can use this SIPO as SISO if the output you are taking from the Q output of the last flip-flop. So if I have kept this complete logic diagrams in similar way and only I'm collecting my output from this terminal, then this complete shift register becomes SISO. Okay. So again, the diagram for both SISO and SIPO are the same. The only difference is you are collecting, if you are collecting your output serially, that is the output of last flip-flop is the output of your shift register, then this register becomes serial in, serial out. And if you are collecting it parallelly, that means you are collecting all the outputs of flip-flop simultaneously, then it is called as serial in, parallel out. Internal working will be the same. Okay, is it fine? If you have any query, then you can write in the chat box or you can ask me. I hope the working of SISO and SIPO, you have understood the working of SISO and SIPO. So just let me know whether you have understood it or not. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes here. Meanwhile, you can give your feedback in the chat box. Okay. Is it clear? Working of SISO and SIPO? Just let me know. Okay. So now the next shift register is quite important, and it is different from these two. In the sense, its logic diagram is also different and quite complicated also as it seems. Okay. So now the third one is parallel in and serial out. That is PISO shift register. So, but obvious for parallel in shift serial out shift register, data bits are entered simultaneously. You can observe 4 data bits lines are there, A, B, C, D. These are nothing but the data lines, input data lines. The data you want to transmit, the data input should be in parallel fashion. So that's why A, B, C, D, these are given. So you have to transmit 1111 at these 4 bits like this, A, B, C, D. Okay. So data bits are entered simultaneously into the respective stages on the parallel lines, but the data bits transferred out of the register serially. Okay. So output you will get across the last output of your flip-flop, last flip-flop. The output terminal of your last flip-flop is nothing but output of your shift register. So whichever output you are getting, you will get at this terminal, that is Q4 terminal. That means this 1111, it can be given applied at the same time, that is simultaneously or parallelly, and output you will get one by one. That is, for the first cycle you will get 1, then again 1, then again 1, and 4 ones. Okay, so that means it is nothing but parallel in but serial out. Okay, some extra additional combinational circuits have been used here, you can observe. So what is the purpose of that? Now we will see. Again, this is also unknown to us, shift or load bar. But otherwise, again, 4D flip-flops have been used and all of them connected together and clock signal is given simultaneously. Okay. So you can refer this viewpoint. That figure illustrates 4-bit serial in serial out shift register using 4D flip-flops. ABCD are the data lines. Okay, ABCD are the data lines through which data is entered into the resistance in parallel form. Okay. So now this pin is very important in order to understand the working operation of parallel in serial out shift register. Okay. A single terminal will control the flow of data bits into your shift register. Okay. So first of all, just understand that this terminal is known as shift or load bar. Okay, so by the name itself you can understand, if the value of this terminal is 1, that means it is working in shift mode. So this circuit has two functions. One is shifting and second is saving. So whatever the inputs you are giving at these data pins, okay, so the first function is this circuit should save it first of all. That means it should appear at this data pin should be appear at these flip-flops, at the output of this flip-flop. So storing is the first function, and second function is it should transmit serially. That means second function is when you apply the clock here, then what should happen? This data bit should transfer serially, and at the output you should collect it. Okay, so this circuit basically has two modes. First mode is shifting mode, that is data transfer mode, and the second mode is loading, that is nothing but saving the data bits. Okay, so we will see it how it works. So this is the working operation. The signal shift or load bar allows, so this is given as complement. It is complement of load. The signal allows two functions. Okay, first function is data to be entered in parallel form into the register. So first function is basically a saving. That means whichever data you are applying at the input, it should appear at the flip-flop. The flip-flop should save it. Okay, and once you save that, the second function is the data to be shifted out serially from the terminal. Okay, so Q4 bar should not be there. There is a mistake. Okay, so simply read it as Q4. So data should be shifted out serially from terminal Q4. This mode, second mode, is nothing but shift mode, and first mode is nothing but loading mode. What you are doing in loading mode? You are entering your data in the parallel form into the register. That means into 4 flip-flops. So here, since 4 bits, we are applying 4 bits. So 4 bits should be given to the 4 different flip-flops. That means loading is nothing but saving, and in shift mode, your data is shifted out serially from terminal Q4. So just remember that parallel in serial out shift register has two functions. First function is it has to load the data, and once you have load the data, then you have to transmit it serially. Okay. So now what happens when this shift or load bar line is nothing but a single terminal in this particular just let me show you the now you can clearly observe that this shift and load is nothing but this terminal. Okay, so again, since we are in digital domain, either this the value of this terminal should be either 1 or it will be either 0. Apart from these two, there will not be third value available, right? So now we are understanding what is the working of or how it will operate in two modes, that is in shift mode and when it is operating in load mode. What when this shift load line becomes low, that when this particular terminal, when it becomes low, means 0 is applied to this input line. Now observe, one inverter is connected here. This is the NOT gate. Okay. So at the output of NOT gate, what will be the input of NOT gate is 0. So the output of NOT gate will be 1. So now above line will become logic high. You can clearly give that this point is connected to this line. That means it is also 1. It is one of the terminal of, this is AND gate, G1, G4, G2, G5, G3, G6. These all 6 are nothing but AND gate, and followed by that there are 3 OR gates. So 1, 2, 3. These are the OR gates. So 6 AND gate and 3 OR gates are there. Okay. You can observe, since the one of the input of G1 is connected to the high pin, logic high, it is connected to logic high. Why? Because we have assumed that shift load, when it is 0, the output of NOT becomes 1. So this terminal will be also 1. Again, one of the terminal of G2 will be 1. And again, you can observe this line is nothing but one of the input of this AND gate will be also 1. Okay. Similarly, you can observe that one connection is, one point has been drawn here, and it is fed to this G4, G5 and G6. So since this line is 0, that means this, the line below is nothing but 0 line. So above line is line 1, because it is nothing but output of NOT gate, and the below line, that is the line, this particular line, this line is nothing but line 0 or low logic 0 line. So now points they are connected to this line will be given as 0. So you can observe one of the input of this G4 is 0. We know that whenever one of the input to the AND gate becomes 0, that gate becomes disabled. That means its output will be 0. Similarly, the G5, one of the input to this G5 is 0. That means G5 will be again, it will be disabled. That means its outputs of G5 will be 0. Similar will happen to this G6. The output of G6 will be 0 again. Okay. I hope it is clear to you. If you observe these data bits A, B, C, D, so A is already, it is directly connected to the input of, that is first input of flip-flop 1. Input of flip-flop 1 is directly fed with A. So A will directly come under here. Okay. Now observe this combinational circuit. G4 is disabled. That means its output is 0. Now one of the output of this OR gate is 0. Okay. Now come back to G1. If you observe this G1, that is gate 1, AND gate, one of the input to the AND gate is 1. That means whichever is the second input, if it is 0, then output will be 0. If it is 1, the output of G1 will be 1. That means is the output of G1 is, right, because one of the 1. So whenever second input is there, whichever is the value of this B, if you are applied 0 here, then the output of this G1 becomes 0, and you apply there, then the output of G1 becomes 1. That means I can clearly write this B as it is here. That means the output of G1 is nothing but it is simply copying B. So now if you observe this OR gate, so one of the input to the OR gate is 0 and another input is B. Again, if you take the value of B at 0, then what will be the output of this OR gate? It will be 0, because both inputs will be 0. And if you take the input, or if you take the value of this B as 1, then what will be the value of this OR gate, output of OR gate? It will be 1. That means again you can write this, the output of is nothing but B. Simply copying the B. If B is 0, then output becomes 0. If B is 1, then output becomes 1. So similarly, the same logic can be applied here. So similarly, since G5 becomes disabled and G2 becomes enabled, that means this C will be come at the output of G2. So again, if you observe this particular OR gate, one of the input is 0 and another input is C. So again, the C will be given at the input D3. Similarly here, D will be applied to D4. Okay. So now if you observe, when shift/load bar, when it becomes, this terminal becomes 0, what is happening? All these data inputs, that is all these data bits. Okay, so just for example, initially we are giving all data bits as 0000. Okay, so ABCD is now 000. So when this shift/load bar is 0, then what is happening here? The flip-flop is actually loading the data bits. That means whatever is the value of ABCD, value of this ABCD will be fed directly into the input of these flip-flops. Okay. So when shift/load becomes 0, then which mode you are working? You are working on in mode or load mode. And what will happen in this mode? The data bits ABCD will be simply stored in the flip-flop. It will appear at the output, or it will appear in the input of flip-flop. Okay. So just remember that parallel in serial out or PISO shift register works in two mode. Mode will be determined by the value of shift/load bar terminal. If it is 0, then your flip-flops loaded with the value input, that is ABCD. Observe here, if you observe the inputs of all these four flip-flops, right? So A is given to D1, B is given to D2, C is given to D3, and D is given to D4. So this 000 is nothing but A. It is loaded at the flip-flop. So that means you have saved this data bits into the flip-flop. So this is one mode. Now second mode is, now we have considered shift or load bar equals to 0. So now another mode will be when this shift cross load bar becomes 1. Then what will happen? We will just see. Now this shift or oblique load bar is nothing but 1. So now what will happen? So this above line, okay, this line is nothing but output of NOT gate. So the input of NOT gate is now 1. So the output of NOT gate becomes the inverted. That means now the line which is above, it is called as 0 line. That means the logic 0 is applied there. So that means this point, that is one of the input to G1 becomes 0. Similarly, one of the input of G2 becomes 0, and one of the input of G3 also becomes 0. But on the other hand, what will happen? Due to this connection, there is no inverter. It is clearly connected. One connection is only there. So this one will be, so this line which is the 0 line, its value will be logic 1. Okay, so one of the input to G4 will be 1, one of the input to G5 will be 1, and one of the input of the G6 will be 1. So this will be the change in two modes. If you are operating in 0, then the line which is above it will be 1, the line which is below it will be 0. And when this shift oblique load bar is equals to 1, then the line which is above becomes 0, 0 line, and the line which is below it will become 1. Now same logic you have to apply. So you can observe G1, one of the input of this G1 becomes 0. That means its output will be 0, because it will be simply disabled. Disable means it will not work. Whatever is the value of B, the output will be 0. Similarly, when one of the input of the AND gate becomes 0, the output becomes 0. When one of the input of the AND gate becomes 0, the output becomes 0. Okay. Now, if you observe G4, G5, G6, one of the input is 1. That means the output of this G4, G5, G6 will be simply the other output or other input. So if you observe, this other input of G4 is nothing but Q1. Okay. So whatever the value of Q1, if it is 0, the output of this AND will be 0. If it is 1, the output of this AND will be 1. So the output of this AND gate will be Q1. Similarly, the output of this G5 gate will be Q2. And the output will be Q3. Okay. Now if you observe, to this OR gate becomes 0 and Q1. So again Q1 will be the output. Here also Q2 will be the output. Logic is same. Okay. Again Q3 will be the output. So now you can observe that Q1 is nothing but D2. What is Q1? Q1 is nothing but output of flip-flop 1. Output of flip-flop 1 is given to the input to flip-flop 2. Similarly, what is Q2? Q2 is output of flip-flop 2. It is given at the input of flip-flop 3. Q3 is nothing but the output of flip-flop 3, given at the input of serial output fashion. Serial in, serial out, we have seen that output of first flip-flop has been connected to the input of second flip-flop and so on. So similar thing has been going on here. Okay. So at the output of fourth flip-flop, that is Q4, you can collect all the sequence which we have already stored in these flip-flops. So these data bits will transferred at the output serial fashion, in the serial fashion. That means if your ABCD is, let's assume it is 1010, then the first step will be, it will be stored on the inputs of all flip-flops, and the second mode will be transmission mode. That means in the shifting mode. Okay, transmission mode or shifting mode. So in shifting mode, that means when shift oblique load bar becomes 1, then in shifting mode, you are simply collecting your output across this terminal, that is Q4, and it will be in the serial manner. And observe, we are feeding in your inputs in parallel fashion simultaneously, but you are collecting your output in serial manner. Okay. So same thing have been explained here as well. You can go through this. So two cases are very important. First case is, this case is when shift or load line is low, then what is happening, and when shift or load line is high, then what is happening. Then this final point is also again very important. When a clock pulse is applied, then what will happen? These data bits are shifted to the Q output terminals of the flip-flops, and therefore data is inputted in one step. Data will be always inputted in one step. Why? Because you are feeding your shift register parallelly. The OR gate allows either normal shifting operation or parallel data entry. So two modes are nothing but one of the mode will provide normal shifting operation and second mode will operate the parallel data entry. So this parallel data entry is nothing but loading operation, and this normal shifting operation is nothing but shift operation. Depending on the value of your shift oblique load bar terminal, these two operations will take place. Depending on which AND gates are enabled by the level of shift oblique load bar input. Depending on the value of this input, the two operation will take place. Okay. So you can go through this. One type is remaining. We will discuss this one type in the next lecture. So I will forward this PPT to you. Just go through this working, and if you are having any query, then you can ask me in the chat box. You can leave this session. So thank you.